Hello. Should have started this a long time ago, but I had to make a mount so I can do it. So now you're magneted to the bed of the pickup. Because we're doing brakes. Might bounce a little. Brake kept getting hot. Couldn't figure out why. I replaced the pads, both sides, driver's and passenger side on the rear. And this beautiful thing is a GMC Chevy emergency brake. We don't need it. It's an automatic. We don't live in the mountains. We don't need it. The little piston inside, really don't feel like taking it back apart, but little piston inside that this little bugger sticks out of. Yes, I cut it off. It goes in there like that. When you hit the emergency brake, it pulls on it. A little cylinder in there. As you pull on it, it spreads out the little these little thingies. Well, if you can tell how disgusting those are, and the fact that it was rubbing on the brake rotor. Well, it took a big hammer for those to fall out. They should just pull out or fall out on their own. Well, I whacked it with a hammer and they finally came out. There's so much corrosion inside that thing. I would have had to have replaced the whole frickin' thing. So, I fixed it my way. I cut it apart. Here's another piece. Goodbye. Like I said, emergency brake. We don't need it. Automatic. So. This is what a brake caliper looks like when it gets overheated. It's black. Ain't no paint left on it. Pretty toasted. So, of course, Wisconsin, rust everywhere. I had 2 other rags. So, used our trusty dusty self bleeder. Put that up there. We don't want that to get hurt. Our trusty dusty bleeder. We bled it. Put your nipple back on. To keep your bleeder thingy clean, we're going to reinstall our brake pads. When you buy the caliper kit, come on, get in there. There you go. Okay. It's being a booger. The clips they send you don't exactly fit right. So you gotta tweak them a little bit. Much better. Which is better. Come on. Bingo. You don't cut your finger. They're not in with new clips. Got it. Number 2. Yes. I put anti-seize on them. Something I've always done. Right, wrong, who knows? It's just something I've always done. It's a habit. So, I don't know. Voila. Voila. Take a little bolt from this. We're going to put one over one. I wish they'd do the same thing. Oh, great. Picture of my arm. Awesome. Come on, get in there. There you go. Okay. Drag. Yep. Okay. There, better. Wrong one. It is a 12 millimeter. That is a 11, 9. What is this? Oh, that's the bleeder. Bleeder's 10 millimeter. 12mm for those bolts. And Gabuchu. 5/8. Tighten it all down. Yeehaw. Back under we go again. And we're back together. Don't get back over here. Okay. When we put the tire on, it will. Hold on a minute. Sorry for the burp. Extras. I like extra parts. You can tell these things really got hot. You see the color of that? Looking at that makes you wonder if it was the emergency brake hanging up, or if it was the caliper. But caliper was brand new. Caliper was brand new. Caliper was put on brand new. At least 7-8 years ago. Because of driving truck, this thing doesn't get driven very much. But yet I've done so much work to it. Brake lines, complete brake line overhaul, fuel line overhaul, transmission line overhaul. Just replaced them all. All the brakes have been gone through. I had a brake dragging, that's what started me on this. I pulled the front two off. There's at least 75% brake shoe up there still. Come to the back end, pull these off, and these things are like, oh. Let's go for a walk. This is a bracket I pulled off. Rusty. These are all the brake shoes. This was the outside on the driver's side. That was the inside on the driver's side. That was the passenger side. See how much brakes is left on that? That was the inside, or the outside. The insides were worse than the outsides. There's the brake pad on the outsides. There ain't nothing left on the insides. So, why does the inside wear more than the outside? So, these two are garbage. These two still got pad on them. I'm gonna save them just for the hell of it. So, tire on. Give it a few ugga-duggas. Let's see if we end up with a hot brake. Sucks, I gotta keep putting my hand over the damn camera. Still thinking about doing a Go phone for cameras instead of my regular phone. So like I said, I do a phone. I don't do no fancy schmancy cameras and shit. I do what I have to. Neighbor's playing with his boat. I think that's an air compressor. Yeah, that's an air compressor. I think I am impressed with these tires so far. These are recaps from Texas. All-terrain LT 265/75 R16s. For the life of me, tread right, out of Houston, Texas. I am really satisfied with these tires. These have been on here for three, 4 years now. 3 years. And they're wearing perfectly. Ugga dugga time with the beast. Might get loud. If you're asking, is he going to torque them? I don't think I need to. It's a three-quarter inch impact on a 1/2 inch adapter with 7/8 socket. Does plenty good. Done. One last thing to do. Ow! It hurt. Had this thing forever. 1,400 foot-pounds. At least that's what it said on the box. Does it really have that? I doubt it. I don't know. That part of the tag is wore off. But I've had this thing so long. Electric tape. Get new batteries online. Gotta shave a little bit on the but it works. This is an earthquake from Harbor Freight. Well, XT. Earthquake XT. 20V. Max lithium. This is supposed to be the equivalent of Milwaukee. I would say 1/2 inch Milwaukee drive. 0 to 2200 IPM, whatever that means. It's got the little Tesla battery thingy down here. Finally down to 2. I've only been using it for the past day and a half on all these lug nuts. Finally made it to 2. I used to use that to undo my Conestoga with. I think it was a inch socket I used to use on the ass end of my Conestoga, my quick draw. I wouldn't tighten it up with them, but I used it to loosen it when I was in a dock. So much nicer. Oh, my other cutting tool. I just don't want to pin down. Get in there, you. I like extra parts. Because I already had a new one of these. I don't need this one. I use the old screw for the barrel, for the banjo nut thingy. Washers were still good. I got one extra bolt. Well, technically I have 2, but one's stuck in the leaf spring thingy hold down. So we'll leave that one there. Hi. Don't forget our cheapo magnet light. Hi, buddies. Oh. The scrappy in the scrappy bucket. Scrappy in the scrappy bucket. Some money with this puppy. Yeehaw. Let's go freeze something so we don't get copyrighted. There. Don't you love staring at the ceiling? Stop that. We'll walk back in with everything. Take that socket off. Socket off. scrappy bucket. Hopefully this thing works pretty good. This thing right here. Hopefully it worked pretty good. Try not to make much noise. Sometimes can't be helped. Cannot be helped. Boo. There. We'll walk together. How's that? Don't like extreme close-ups though. I have to clean my phone off. There. We need a pill bottle. I use pill bottles for nuts and bolts, stuff like that, so that I can. There you go again. Trying to get you to look up my nose. Doing the light there. Open this up. Oh, that can go there. Along with those. Well, put our rags on the handle here. There we go. Much better. What goes in here? Goes in there. Chips go in there. The big chromy pipe thingy goes in there. No pliers. This goes in here. Oh man, freaking nose, man. Goes in there. They give you a whole bunch of freaking tube with this thing. What the hell you need all this tube for? Well, it's also a automotive tuner and brake bleeding kit for the solo man. There. That's in there. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Okay. It's a 12. Height. If you're doing that shit off. Hammer goes in there too. Wrench goes in there. 7/8 goes there. This one goes in this one. And those two go in there. What? El Duno. Except for one jack. We're done. See you next time.